Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. St. Patrick's Day, I grabbed something green and celebrating a little bit today, but mainly I want to show you some more watershed pictures. That fight's not over, it seems. Okay, there is a building that's very near the stream, and they removed an old building there and cleaned up all their debris very nicely, but they also took out the vegetation down close to the stream, which would be against the rules under the new ordinance, but these buildings are grandfathered in here, and you can see just how the stream slopes off right at the edge there. That's Tanglewood Branch. That's what drains Dixon Street and a good part of downtown, and even up to the edge of the University of Arkansas campus and so forth. So that's the old trestle that used to have an east-west railroad. There's also a trestle on that same old line under the across the town branch over where the Hill Place apartments are, and that's all going to be a trail route. So anyway, this debris along the edge is a bad thing, and you see the sinkholes there. There's a big piece of plywood a few feet away there, and that's a huge sinkhole. If you walk between those two things, you can step right in and go underground there. Okay, this is a Vinca flower, and it's not native, but it blooms early, and this is a great ground cover plant. So a lot of people use it around the edges and in places in their yard, and you don't have to mow it much because it doesn't get tall. But here's one of our many beautiful yellow things blooming this month. This is out on the Illinois River watershed near Weddington, between Weddington and Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's muddy water running towards you there. It's running to the north. We're looking south. And that's up the same ditch. You see a mallard duck back there swimming? I think we've got another picture. This was a day after a pretty substantial rain, and there's a mallard way up there near the top. And there's a mallard again. And they're using that old ditch. The banks have been cleared of vegetation. It's not pretty. And the water's muddy coming off a development site, actually coming out of a detention pond where it runs from up there on the side of the hill in the background. So this is all the wrong way to manage the watershed. You should have all the vegetation growing and keep the absorbent soil. That ditch should not be graded out like that, because you want to slow the water in those places. The faster they run and the less vegetation, the faster they erode. You can see the machines working on some of the highway work have been down into the stream there and dumped some limestone to slow down the flow, I guess, but they've left a lot of unvegetated land. All that goes, what we're looking at right now, that goes to the Beaver Lake watershed, whereas the first view back, that also goes to the Beaver Lake watershed through the town branch of the West Fork of the White River. And that's actually the west arm of the town branch that drains the land out by Walmart on MLK and so forth. Well, there's some neighbors walking, and they had to walk around those garbage and recycling bins. Oh, there's a typical thing. Somebody stops in front of the driveway, and you walk out, and they're just looking at the map trying to figure out why there's not a street sign leading into that development site, I guess. And they drove away kind of confused, but they didn't ask me. They were driving away, but nobody seems to know why there's no sign telling them. There's a hawk, I'm not sure which kind. I couldn't see the back end to see. I bet it's a red tail, though, but if it had been a red-shouldered, that white you see would have all been red. Okay, this is Fayetteville High School dig, and that's a big muddy mess too, a deer track. And until next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.